Hey, and welcome back to I Blew It Shoujo. I'm so professional. I took a fucking hour-long break after that last episode. I'm so professional. Even without a voice, Shizune is direct and brash, and Misha seems to get along with everyone. On the other hand, Lilly is soft-spoken and relaxed, while Hanako seems to be the shyest girl I've ever met. So, how are you faring in Yamaku, Hisao? You seemed a bit flustered before. See, I know what it says, but I saw this, and I really thought it was going to say, so how are you farting? Yeah. Apart from getting lost every now and again and being crash-tackled outside my classroom, fine, I guess. You looked pretty hurt before. Are you really okay? For a brief moment, I considered telling Hanako and Lilly about my condition, but then I hold it back, because they don't need to know about my hair care styles. I can't tell why, but for some reason I feel uncomfortable talking about it to these relative strangers, even if they have been pretty friendly. Yeah, it's nothing. I was just a bit startled. Judging from the two girls' expressions, I don't think that they're buying it. But in what I assume is their way of respecting my privacy, they don't press the matter. I guess that is one of the unwritten rules around here. Don't ask, even if people's conditions are obvious. Like Hanako's, there's still bound to be a story involved. Everyone has things that they don't feel comfortable speaking about, and I think everyone here recognizes that. So, how long have you been in this school? You both seem to know your way around here pretty well. Well, I've been here since the start of high school, but only moved into the dormitories a year ago. Hanako joined at the start of high school as well, and moved into the dormitories when she did, if memory serves me right. That's right, since high school. So you've known each other since then? Since I moved, yes. Hanako lives next door to me, so it's only natural, right? Right. Yeah, of course. I know my neighbors. One of them is an RA. The other one's a cool dude named Peep. I'm not gonna give names. But the other one is a cool dude. Living next to someone is probably reason enough to befriend them, though I'm guessing that Lily's blindness played a part in it as well. Yeah, just respect the privacy of people. I should probably remember that more often. I can't imagine Hanako easily making friends with someone who has to deliberately avoid looking at her scars. With the immediate conversation dried up, we start to eat our lunch. And time passes. It isn't long before the bells are signaling the end of the break. Like me, the girls pack up their lunches as efficiently as they set them out. I guess I'd better be off. Are you going to go with Hisao, Hanako? Hanako looks up at me, and for a second I can see that she's considering skipping class. Maybe just to avoid walking to the classroom with me. Yes. I don't know what to think of it. Hanako really is delicate to the point of breaking if looked at in the wrong way. It makes me a bit nervous too, but I push the feeling aside, trying to be as natural as I can. We should hurry then. Class has already started by the sound of it. Lily gives a nod of farewell as she bends down to take her cane, Hanako and I filing out before her. Yeah, before her. We walk quickly down the empty halls to our respective classes. As we reach the door to Lily's 3-2 class, she turns towards me. Hisao, thank you for sharing lunch with us today. My pleasure, Lily. And with that, we part ways. Lily entering her classroom and leaving Hanako and I to make off to our own. She's still looking like she wants to run away. So do you really want to go back to class now? Yes. Okay then. I feel like I should say something more to her, but it's hard to come up with anything that would be appropriate and safe enough. And Lily was right. The more time we spend out here, the more explaining we have to do. I open the rear door to the class and walk in. The teacher looks up at me and opens his mouth to say something. However, as Hanako follows me in and closes the door, he simply nods to us and continues his lecture. This is the third time that Hanako has had her truancy practically ignored. There's definitely something going on here. We make our way back to our seats, and I notice that Misha and Shizune are both missing as well. I wonder if it's some form of informal agreement with the staff, or if it's a perk afforded to the unique students of this school. Trying to make as little disturbance as I can, I extract the relevant textbooks from my bag and start catching up. The class goes on quietly. The teacher seems like an okay person despite the weird first impression I got, and the material is relatively interesting. However, the way he teaches is really bizarre. It's as if he expects that everyone is a natural genius. And with that, I actually think I've read all this. So yeah, I definitely read all this. I'm gonna let this all just kind of play out. And there's Ren. We all know how that went. Fucking artsy people. Then there's the nurse. Says I drink some Gatorade. Click on yes. Skip. And then I should be good, because coming up next is the Duel of the Disabled, and I'm supposed to back up Lilly. Beep beep. It's still beeping and I'm out here running. And then there's Naked Kenji. Yep, here it is. The Dueling Disabled. Here it comes again. Hope you're ready. That was fast. Okay, so this is a dickhead move, and I still hate this option. So, cut me and Lilly some slack. Hey, I'm the new guy, remember? It's not like I could have done much even if I wanted. That's right, you shouldn't expect a transfer student to jump right into his first week. You've already read all this. I don't know why it's being weird. Yeah, I should have already read all this. Apparently not. Okay, I'll just do this then. I turn my back at them. Lilly, class is going to be starting soon, so we can talk more later. I'll tell Hanako you were looking for her. I can feel she's in a freezing. Maybe this is the first time she has ever been ignored in such a blunt manner. Thank you, Sawa. I'll leave now then. She gives me the sweetest smile I've seen all week and turns on her heels to make her exit. As soon as Lilly walks out the door, I suddenly start feeling reluctant about turning to face Shizune. I can feel her eyes burning into my neck, and I can't bring myself to look at her. She must be furious. Furious. I like furious better, 'cause it's Cleveland Brown. Also, if you like Cleveland Brown impressions, I'm gonna plug my friend Mason Games. Why? Because I like Mason, and you should like Mason too. Go watch his stuff. He actually edits his videos, and he puts far more effort than I do into it, so if that tells you anything. You'll like his stuff. I'll link his Cleveland Brown Plays with the Cleveland Browns video. Or, you know, I'll link something of him, because I like Mason, and you should too. Okay, now I'm done plugging my friend. I can feel her eyes burning into my neck, and I can't bring myself to look at her. She must be furious. I keep expecting Misha to say something to alleviate the tension, but it really is wanting too much. In the end, I go back to my seat and listen to the sound of Shizune's footsteps as she marches out of the room. She doesn't return until a few minutes before class. Hanako doesn't come into the morning class and blah blah blah. I already read this. You need to find her? She was looking for you in the morning, but I guess you have missed each other. She waits a little without answering the simple question, looking awfully like she's not sure if it's proper to answer such a question. Yeah. I can come with you, if it's okay. Hanako nods fractionally, still on guard. Her shoulders stiff like wood. I get the feeling that she might be more comfortable by herself after all, but it's too late to back off now. She has this really troubled expression she seems to wear almost constantly, one that makes me constantly be on guard myself. I wonder why. I kind of understand why she's always seems to be so wary, or maybe more like, why there could be a person like her. but I still have no idea how I should act around such a person. It's dinner time soon. Were you planning to eat with Lilly? She nods slightly. So she must have been trying to get in the cafeteria. Well, there's something of a dinner crowd, just like the cafeteria is crowded during lunch. It's not as bad because dinner time is longer than lunch hour, but I can't understand why Hanako could be discouraged from going in. I pick up my bag and we take our leave. Hanako skips a little to meet my initial pace, so I slow down to match her speed. It doesn't take long for us to be walking at a comfortable pace down the hallway. It almost feels like we're going for a stroll together, something that I can't say I've really done before with a girl. Hanako doesn't seem to be thinking the same thing, though. Even though we are walking at the same pace, she never comes within arm's reach of me. I guess she's still a little uncomfortable around me, given how shy she is. There doesn't seem to be much helping it, at least for now. By the time we arrive at the cafeteria, there's not much of a crowd there, but Lilly is nowhere to be seen. Hanako's head sinks even lower than usual. Have you looked somewhere else already? Just the library I was reading. So she does spend the classes she skips at the library. Ah, so not exactly a thorough search then. Well, if I had to guess, she'd be in her own class like Shizune said, right? Right. With the slightest of nods, Hanako agrees with my reasoning. God, she's been so awkward. It's like I need double-layered silk gloves with padding to even begin interacting with her. Hey, she's a delicate flower who's been burned. You watch your tongue, young man. But I'm in complete agreement with you. This is going to be one of the most painful stories I'm going to have to read, because the problems are just going to create themselves, and let's get on with it. Some small talk might help her become a bit more used to me. It isn't hard to tell that the silence between us is hovering on the edge of both our minds. So you and Lilly usually hang out together after class, right? Yes. I'm not quite sure what I expected from her answer, nor why I even asked the question. That much was rather obvious, after all. She doesn't seem to like the type to cultivate a social circle either, so I suspect that Lilly may well be her only friend. Must be a pain being in different classes, I'm guessing. She gives a shark. Yeah, she gives a shark. Here, Hisao, I hope you enjoy the shark. She gives a sharp, almost reflexive nod. Compared to Lily's careful thought about her actions and speech, Hanako hastens to make her answers as prompt and short as possible. Lilly comes by the classroom, though, even when she's busy. She gives a small smile as she says it, evidently appreciating the fact that Lilly goes out of her way to help her. It's pretty cute, really. There isn't any need to say more, but both of us content that the discussion's reached an end. As we ascend the stairs back to the lobby, we are met by a group of students heading downstairs, like a school of fish moving from one feeding area to another. They seem to be keeping mostly to themselves, but before I can notice her doing so, Hanako has moved behind me. Hey, are you alright? Just keep going. The students pass us without as much as a second glance, and Hanako takes up position to my side again as we enter the building, her momentary reprieve from her anxiety all but snatched away. Even as we climb towards the third floor, she doesn't seem to relax. It isn't as if I've never known a shy person before, or even shy girls, but Hanako seems to be pretty far beyond what I'd call normal in her fear of other people. If it weren't for Lilly acting as a mediator, I doubt Hanako would have even been able to walk beside me like this. She seems to completely shut down in the presence of others. The rest of the walk up to Lily's classroom continues in strained silence while I rue her inability to socialize at all. After we make our way up the stairs, the noise coming from Lily's classroom is audible from halfway down the hallway. I wasn't expecting such a din at all. Well, I guess we found her. This wasn't hard. Did Hanako come here first and come to me for backup, I wonder? Well, if that's true, then at least she's starting to trust me a little. That can only be a good thing. Eventually, the two of us reach the door to Class 3-2 with Hanako less than subtly positioning herself behind me. I open the door. Inside is a hive of activity, seemingly every student in the class talking at once as they work hardly on their separate tasks. Going by the paint cans, decorations, and banners being made, it must be for the upcoming school festival. I guess my first priority should be finding Lilly. And that first priority will be done next time on the Shoujo. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one.